Touchscreen down there.
Yeah, PC, hit the PC.
There we go. Can I start over then? Hi, I'm Zachary MacArthur. Today we're going to be talking to you about recruiting. With me I have Luigi Buffalino, Lauren Nur, John Quinlan, and Ryan Morazzo. What is recruiting? The actual definition of recruiting is the act of finding new people to join an organization or support a cause. To me, that's not what recruiting means. To me, recruiting is a way to pull the best possible candidates together for a specific job or a qualified role. The benefits of recruiting. To generate a pool of candidates that are qualified will save a ton of money as well as a ton of time. With time, there's no wasted time on interviews for the turnover rate or anything because all of your candidates are serious applicants. With that being said, every applicant's going to want to impress you because they're going to be reliable. The importance of a job analysis is the level of skills and education as well as the amount of training that will be required to do a specific job. As we learned in class, this is essential to determine the level at which all these things are needed for that specific role. Job analysis versus job description. Both of these are essential for job postings. A job analysis evaluates the job itself and determines what's required of the candidate. A job description lists what the candidate will be doing in their role and a brief description of the job. There are 5 types of recruiting internally. The 5 main types are promotions and terminations, which is pretty much the most commonly seen. There's also transfers, recruiting former employees and coworkers, internal job postings, and employee referrals. The pros and cons to internal recruiting. The pros of internal recruiting are it's easy, quick, and cost effective. No need for induction or training because the candidates already know their role and their responsibilities. This also motivates the employees to work hard in order to receive the promotion. The cons of internal recruiting are that potentially the biggest issue is how the other employees react to who is promoted and who isn't. Sometimes this might create the employees who are not promoted to be unhappy or unmotivated to continue working. It also stifles the new ideas that come to the table. Types of external recruiting. There's 6 main types, and these are employment agencies, advertisements or media sources, unsolicited applicants, campus recruitment, professional organizations, and employee leasing. Pros and cons to external recruiting. A few pros to external recruiting is it encourages new opportunities for job seekers. Also, the organization's name gets a better branding through external sources. Some cons are the process consumes much more time and much more money because of the lengthy selection process. Also, external candidates usually ask for more money and benefits. Social media and recruiting. This took off over the last few years and is becoming one of the best ways to reach job seekers. Anywhere from 80% to 90% of recruiters in today's world are using at least one form of social media in order to reach job applicants. Does anybody read the newspaper, or does anybody at least have one form of social media? Social media is used as a recruitment tool, and it's usually geared between 18 and 28-year-olds. While recruiters are using social media, this also means they have access to what we post. We all have to be careful what we post. That picture there is actually a picture of me when I was a senior in high school, not the picture of the guy smoking weed. The other one posing like I knew what I was doing. That picture is still online after I deleted it off my Instagram, and that just goes to show how long things can stay around. Digital dirt isn't always bad. If you post a picture of yourself either running a marathon or doing volunteer work, that could be used for good purposes, and if there are things out there that you don't want people to see, there's ways to get rid of them. One of the ways to do it is just simply delete it. With that being said, sometimes you can't or you're not the one that posted it. So if you can help it, ask the person that did post it or the person that has it up to either untag you or to delete it themselves. If that can't happen, then you would have to bury it by building your own brand. There are 5 steps in the hiring process, generally. The applicant process is where the resume is most important. The assessment is to determine whether you're qualified for the position or not. The interview, which is probably the most important one, and the offer, and as well as the orientation. The applicant and assessment process. So the applicant process, like I said, is the most important, second most important one. This is where your resume is pretty much essential, where you're selling yourself. And the assessment, this is where you are determining if you're going to be qualified for that position or if you're not going to be. The interview, which is probably, in my opinion, the hands down most important thing. This is where you get to sell yourself and you get to have them pretty much make the decision if you're worth the time and money for that. First impressions here are pretty much everything. The job offer is the 4th step, and at this point in the job process, things are looking pretty well for you. During this negotiation time, you could either negotiate on the benefits or paid time off, your salary, if that would be one of the things you want to talk about. This stage is also known as the negotiation stage. In orientation, this is where you pretty much have the job. This is where you learn what the company is about, and this is where you get to pretty much adopt the philosophy of that specific company that you're working for. And I would like to introduce Luigi to talk about the next.
Hello everyone, I'm Luigi. I'm talking about internships today in the recruiting process. Interns give companies fresh perspectives and energy. Professor.
Sorry?
Oh, it's not going 20 seconds.
What happened?
I don't know.
Kick it.
That's what I do.
Sorry, I was counting your activities.
Escape out. Is escape out? Do to make sure it's all okay. It's all that.
Actually, why don't you just run it for him if it's hard? So you can go ahead and just down arrow, simulated if it's
Alright,
not. Oh, okay.
sorry about that.
Go ahead.
Campus-oriented internships. This recruiting strategy topped the charts from 66% of workplaces. Michigan State did a survey with 3,000 students that are interns, and they said this is the #1 recruiting strategy. Career fair. This is another recruiting strategy, and this got 62% of interns also said career fairs are the second favorite recruiting strategy for getting an internship. Career fairs are becoming more popular for companies to quickly regain the college labor market. Selecting interns. A lot of companies select their interns by leadership, quality, GPA, college major, which college they attend, and the quality of academic program. All these are very important, especially if you want to get a better internship. Recruitment strategies. Some recruitment strategies used by employers are career fairs, campus-oriented, social media, national job aggregator, employee referral, and alumni working for a company. Internship application process. Step 1, do your research. Know when your deadlines are. Step 2, update your resume and create a cover letter. Step 3, apply to the company. Step 4, prepare for the interview. And step 5, write a thank you to the company after the interview. I was talking about this. Acceptance. This is like a acceptance letter. So when you receive the offer and you want to accept the job, you make one of these emails, put all your information, write a nice little thank you, and that you accept the job. Accepted. 85% of interns accept their offers. 75% of interns candidates get an offer, and 60% of interns are converted into full-time hires by companies. While interning, companies will help you make it up the ladder, so you can return them a favor in the long run. Interns can turn into great top of the funnel later, and 75% employees who formerly interned are still employed by the company 1 year later. Companies recruit interns so they can teach them the ropes of the company, and see how the intern works throughout the 12 weeks and possibly offer them a job. Working habit. Some working habits interns should have are ask questions, listen well, be a team player, manage your time, stay balanced, and be dependable. Unpaid internships advantage. Not too many interns want to have an unpaid internship, but an advantage of this will be enhance your resume. It adds experience, potentially leads to job offers, as networking contacts, and confers other benefits. Now, disadvantages of having an unpaid internship is some disadvantages are that companies may be taking advantage of you, that they're not paying you, and limits rights and opportunity. Average salaries of internships. Average salary is $16.50 per hour. Some popular internship company salaries are Ernst & Young, which they pay $23 an hour, Verizon $18 an hour, Target $15 an hour, and Bank of America $14 an hour. Why it's good to get an internship? Get paid more money when you graduate with 1 or 2 internships. For college credit and early experience, and training, and personal development. Requirement for schools. This is for Emerson College. You need 64 credits and a 2.7 GPA to get 4 or 8 credits. 4 credit internships, 16 to 24 hours a week, minimum of 192 hours over a 12-week span. And for 8 credits, 32 to 38 hours a week, 384 hours over a 12-week span. This is a timeline to apply for an internship. September through November, that's the recruitment stage. December, you put that's when the application deadline is. February is when you go in for your interview, and June is when you start your internship. Corporate internship recruiters. These are employees within a company who focuses entirely on recruiting interns for his or her company. The recruiters are employed by the company for which they are recruiting. This is a job search pyramid. This pyramid shows how some people search jobs. Before searching for an internship or a job, know the way recruiters recruit. So don't go down, go up, as which recruiters want. And this is a quote, as you saw in the earlier presentation. She took mine.